Ever felt like your HOA has you in a chokehold? Like they make up rules just for fun and there's nothing you can do about it? Well, what if I told you that you could fight back and win? I sued my HOA and walked away with a check for $100,000. Stick around, because I'm about to break down exactly how I did it, and how you might be able to do the same. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Alex, and for years I felt completely trapped by my Homeowners Association. It felt like a constant battle over the smallest things, and I know I'm not alone. So today I'm pulling back the curtain on my successful lawsuit. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a homeowner who got fed up, did my homework, and came out on top. I'm going to share the strategy, the evidence, and the mindset that got me that $100,000 victory. Let's talk about the common nightmare that is dealing with an HOA. It starts small, right? A notice about your trash cans being out for an extra hour, then a fine for a holiday decoration that's not in season. Before you know it, you're re-drowning in a sea of arbitrary rules and hefty fines that seem to pop up out of nowhere. You try to reason with them, you go to the meetings, but it feels like talking to a brick wall. They're unresponsive, they're inconsistent with how they enforce the rules, and they wield their power without any real accountability. One of the biggest issues is the selective enforcement. Your neighbor can have a jungle for a front yard, but you get a violation notice because one of your garden gnomes is a 1/4 inch too tall, and the fees. Special assessments for projects you never voted on, late fees that are ridiculously high, and a complete lack of transparency on where all that money is actually going. It's designed to make you feel powerless, to make you just pay up and shut up. They count on you not knowing your rights or not having the energy to fight. And that's the trap, and it's a very effective one for keeping homeowners in line. They have lawyers on retainer, funded by your dues, ready to shut down any dissent. It's an uphill battle from the start. My own story began with something that seemed simple, a fence. I submitted a plan to replace my old rotting fence with a new one. Using the exact same style and materials as several of my neighbors, my request was denied. No clear reason was given, just a vague reference to maintaining community aesthetic. I pointed out the other identical fences. Their response? Those were approved under different circumstances. I appealed, providing photos, quotes, and even a letter from the fencing company. Denied again. Meanwhile, they started fining me for the poor condition of the old fence, the very one they would unlet me replace. It was maddening. That's when I decided this wasn't about a fence anymore. It was about principle. I started digging. I requested years of meeting minutes, financial records, and all correspondence related to architectural approvals. The HOA bylaws state they have to provide these documents to homeowners. At first, they dragged their feet. So, I sent a certified letter, formally requesting the documents, and citing the specific clause in our covenants that required them to comply. That got their attention. As I sifted through the documents, a pattern emerged. The board president's friends got their projects approved instantly, no questions asked. People who had previously questioned the board, their requests were mysteriously denied or buried in red tape. It was clear, documented proof of selective enforcement and favoritism. I saved every email, every notice, every certified mail receipt. I took dated photos. I created a timeline of every interaction. This wasn't just a dispute anymore, it was a case. The lawsuit was a slow, grinding process. Their lawyers tried everything to intimidate me, filing motion after motion to dismiss the case. But my documentation was solid. The turning point, the moment everything shifted, came during the deposition of the HOA board president. My lawyer started questioning him about my fence denial. He gave the same vague answers he'd given me. Then, my lawyer presented him with Exhibit A, an email chain from the board's private server, which we had obtained through legal discovery. In the email, the president told another board member, "Let's make an example of him. He's been asking too many questions at the meetings." In that instant, the room went silent. The lawyer's face just fell. It was no longer about a fence. We had clear, undeniable evidence of retaliation and a breach of fiduciary duty. They weren't acting in the best interest of the community. They were using their power to punish a homeowner for speaking up. The judge saw the email, and his entire demeanor changed. For that, it was a he said, she said. After that email, it was a slam dunk. Their case crumbled right there. The HOA's legal team knew they were toast. Their insurance company didn't want to risk a massive judgment at trial, so they pushed for a settlement. and that's how we landed on the $100,000 figure. So what's the lesson here? It's that knowledge is power, and documentation is your sword and shield. Read your HOA's governing documents, the CC&Rs, the bylaws, all of it. Understand the rules they have to follow, not just the ones they impose on you. Communicate everything in writing, preferably through certified mail, so you have a paper trail. Document everything. Take pictures, save emails, and keep a detailed log of every interaction. If you stand up for your rights and build a solid case, you can absolutely win. What's the craziest rule your HOA has tried to enforce? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you found this helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips on how to empower yourself as a homeowner. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.